everyone, I've just come to share with you some embellished pockets and tuck spots that I've made for my upcoming journals. So I've just been sitting tonight playing around, making things up whilst watching Netflix, and I just thought I would share it with you because these things are just so easy to make. Most of these will probably go in a traveller's notebook size. I think there's a few that may be a little bit too big for that, but I can keep that for another size journal. So it's simple things like scrapbooking paper or cardstock, your scraps. Everybody's got some scraps somewhere, a little bit of lace, some die cuts, some punched butterflies, some doilies. So yeah, let's start. So and I would honestly say that anyone can make these, it's, beginners, they're just easy peasy. So I've got a little full page here. This is just a sheet of coffee dyed paper that's folded in half, and excuse my inky fingers. So this was just a book page that's been folded, it's been stitched. It's got some scraps on here. We've got a heart and a butterfly. There's some music paper here. There's some of this dainty trim, and that would just sit on a page. Like I said, I was kind of aiming to make these for a traveller's notebook. So I think that measures, that measures 4 inches across. So that would fit in a traveller's notebook absolutely fine. And I've made 2 of those, because I always do 2 of things. That's just how I work. So that's them 2 there. Then I used some scraps. Now these are the pieces that I cut off when I'm doing my journal covers. So I would just simply glue that here and put that down, hold it for a little bit so that it takes. I always put the 2 sides down first, then the bottom piece, because when you're tucking stuff in it won't catch on this. And that would just go onto a page just like so. Now this was pretty white, so I just inked it up with some is it Vintage Photo? I can't remember if it's Vintage Photo or Gathered Twigs. It's Vintage Photo. You can't see it because I've set my dauber thing on top of it. It's kind of inked it all out. So I've made 2 of them from the pieces. Now you wouldn't see that because it would be glued onto your page. So yeah, a little bit of lace, some double hearts. These words I've just printed out. Just typed them up and printed them out. A little bit of cheesecloth. Then I've done some decor. I'm going to fold that out like that actually to show you these. Making sure I'm in frame. So I've just made 2 side tucks. I've done some cluster embellishments there. I do have a video on that. I will link that below if I remember. But these were the cluster embellishments were inspired by Artie Mays, so you can go over and watch hers. And there's other people that have made them as well. What's her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Laurie, Girl on the Ridge, and I think Gail has made them. Can't pronounce Gail's second name, so I'm so sorry. So yeah, so they would just go. I wouldn't keep them like, it would kind of be like that folded, but there'd be other pages, so they wouldn't actually be mirroring each other. That's not how I do them. So that again is just scrap pieces of cardstock, the designer cardstock that I've have left over from making journal covers. And that's that. Then I've got just some envelopes, and got a window one, and then just a normal one. I've just inked it up and I've stenciled, and I don't have any tags because just haven't got any made up at the moment. Saying that, telling lies, I've got an old Christmas shaker card here that I never actually finished. So that's opened there. If you glued that onto the page, you would have the back tuck, and then you would have the window tuck there. So you could possibly have 3 if the way you glue it down, and you could always do it so that you just glue this side and that side, and then you've got a wider tuck so that you can tuck bigger things in the back. And then the same here, that is just pocket down here. It's opened at the top so you can tuck things inside there, and then again you can tuck things in the back as well. So that's them, just plain envelopes. I haven't inked the back up because they're going to get glued down, so I'm not going to waste my products. 2 little simple corner tucks. You could do the flip up ones of these, which are inspired by Rita Donnelly, but if I'm just using my scraps up, so I've just done the actual corner tucks and not the flip ones, and they've just got a doily and a ticket and a butterfly with some eyelash trim on there, so that was really easy. And the way they actually turned out, didn't actually have to cut them to size, because I think when I cut these two to size, these corner pieces were what I used to make these, just like that. So this is where you use up all your scraps. So that's them too. These I just needed to grab. Oh, I've got a little piece here. I've done these so that they're belly bands, so you can actually tuck something inside there. Now I was meant to do them so that one would be kind of that way and that would be that way, but I kind of made a boo-boo, so I don't mind. I would put one on that page and one like on that side, and that one's opened up as well. Maybe a little tiny bit of gluing that down, but it is supposed to be yeah, one tiny little bit of glue there. So yeah, they're opened. If not, you can keep them, you could just decorate them, and they are what they are. So that's them. Then I made, these were out of some digital paper. I just printed them out. I used my Martha Stewart score board just to score them so that they were 4 inches that way, and obviously they've got a backing as well and a little tail. We've got a little pocket here. I just put some of this lace on there, and this one hasn't got a pocket, but it at the bottom, but it is a pocket at the top. And if you glue that down, you can glue it down just on 2 sides or just 3 sides, and you've still got a tuck at the back of that. So again, with this one you would have 3 tucks, and this one you would have 2. So yeah, that's what I thought I would share with you. They were all easy peasy, using up my scraps, although the envelopes weren't scraps because I do buy them in bulk, and obviously that wasn't scraps because I just printed them out because I wanted to use this digital paper because I absolutely adore this page. And the rest was just all in my big box of bits and bobs. So I hope this has been helpful. I know a lot of you can do so much more than this, but I just kind of thought I would show this. I do now and again show embellishments or pockets and stuff like that I make, and I just wanted to share these with you. So if you have any questions or you want to see how any of these are made, but honestly I think they're all really easy peasy. These ones here are actually inspired by Patricia Veramontes. I meant to say that. It's because I've tried to do this video about 3 times. She's always using book pages and turning them into like amazing pockets and tucks and booklets and everything else. So yeah, you can go over and check her channel out and see all the lovely things that she makes. And like I said, any questions just ask, and I hope you all have a good evening. Bye.